All right, welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive safe, Dave here, along with Double Check Dale. Dale, I'm wearing the rollover shirt. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's going around the curves too fast. Slow it down.
Slow it down. It's always a good advice just to slow it down whenever you're in. I mean, slow it down.
From a safety guy, you're going to hear that a lot. Just slow it down.
Take it easy. Relax.
Take it away from the chaos. Let the people get away from you.
You know, here we mention it. We mention it all the time, and I'm just telling you, I still see people driving crazy. We're here on this show. We're talking safety. We bring it to you from our heart, from our soul. We bring it to you, and guess what? They're still driving crazy.
Every day we see it. Every day we see them getting crazy out there. Those lane changes, the cutoff. Actually saw one pretty cool video. We'll show it maybe tomorrow. But guys, supposed to be making a left-hand turn. Two cars, left-hand turn. Our trucks in one. They're both start left. The car in the left-hand lane tries to make a right-hand turn right in front of the truck. Truck hits his brakes hard. Car decides, bad choice, and went left.
Wow.
Crazy drivers. Every day, Dave. We'll see it every day. Hey, you know what? California may get a reprieve from the storms out there. It looks like the last one is coming ashore for a little while. So Donner Pass, though, is still getting another 12 inches of snow or so tonight or tomorrow. So
they're getting quite a snowpack built up there.
Yeah, they are.
They're having avalanche issues over there right now.
They're going to, they'll get, it's ugly up there, by the way. I mean, I was looking at some of the cameras. Yeah, it would not be a fun place to be traversing right now.
Well, I know in the news we had some pro football games yesterday, right? We had some playoff games going on. Yep. I saw several of them yesterday. I flipped through them. I mean, the only really one that counts is tonight.
The only one that really counts to you in half of America, because it's America's team, right?
That is correct.
And the other ones it counts because Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, is.
You know, and it's really strange. Cowboys have never won. 7 times they've played that guy and have never won once. So and I won't bet against him. I mean, I won't put money against that guy ever again. I mean, I don't care how for sure you think it is. I made a promise to myself a long, long time ago I would not lose another dollar to that guy ever, 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 ever again.
Well, then again, the Cowboys aren't all that good in playoff games on the road either, are they? I don't think they've won one on the road for quite some time, and so
16 years, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double whammy.
16 years.
Doing the line
hey, you never know, though. It's not that I won't be rooting for them. I won't put money down, but I will be rooting for the Cowboys tonight on Monday Night Football as they play Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's really cool that it's a Monday night game. Is this the first playoff game that's ever been a Monday night like this? I mean, it's not a regular thing. I know that.
Yeah, it's not. It's an irregular thing.
That would be the opposite of regular. Yes, sir. Drive safe. Can't fool him on a Monday.
I know. You know what? Try the trickery all you want. It's not happening today. Crazy stuff going on out there, but we hope they win tonight. Did the Giants win yesterday?
Yes, they did.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, beat the Vikings at home.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bengals won last night.
Yeah.
Who else was that?
Miami almost beat the Bills. Miami was close. That was up and down game.
Yeah, and you know what they say about close, though, Dave.
Okay, I get it. It was close. It was a close game, but it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was closer than a lot of people would have thought it to be.
Absolutely.
So, there you go.
All righty. I'll tell you what, we'll be back in just a second. When we come back, we've got to visit with Kira on an interview about the West Texas Safety Council. We'll be right back after this message.
I want to thank you for being on BCB Live.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you.
Hey,
appreciate
you,
Andy. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for joining BCB Live.
I want to thank each and every one. Hey, thank you for taking time to join BCB Live.
I want to thank you for coming on and shedding light.
Thank you so much. Loved having you on here. Woo! Great job, Clara. Thank you so much for joining us.
That happens, the service that trucking company that the next driver receives is bad.
Energy problems that we're having and not releasing it and over in Russia and the restrictions on fuel and our international trade. I see that compounding it and making it really difficult because I guarantee you, when it gets cold and the distillates are starting to get run at a higher premium, diesel's going to go up.
All right, and we are back here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation, and we have Kara Vine, Senior DOT Consultant at Onward Business Consulting. How you doing, Kara?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you rooting for the Cowboys tonight?
I mean, of course. I live in Texas.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you live. You should always root for the Cowboys. I don't care. It doesn't matter, right? If you're an American, you should be rooting.
Team.
That's right. You should be rooting. So, what you got going on, Kara? Where are you located at?
So I'm out in West Texas. I'm actually just about an hour east of Midland. Little small community, but I mostly work in Midland, Odessa area.
An hour east of Midland.
Kahoma. We have a Dairy Queen.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what else do you need in this world? If you got you a good, Dairy Queen, you got to get the. Obviously, since you have a Dairy Queen, you've got a couple of my favorites. You get the Hunger Buster going. You get the steak finger basket. And without question, you got to go straight up. Always you get the Blizzard, right? What's your favorite?
Blizzard.
What's the favorite Blizzard? What's your go-to Blizzard?
Just the chocolate brownie extreme kind of mixture. Always good standby.
Always a good standby. Well, I'll tell you what, you just can't go wrong with a Blizzard. I'm telling you, out there on a hot day, you can't go wrong with a Blizzard. All right, let's talk. Let's talk a little bit. What have you been up to since the last time we saw you? Tell me what's been going on with you.
So I think since the last time we talked, I'm not for sure if it was right before or right after the last time I was on the show. We actually were able to stand up the West Texas Council of Safety Professionals. So kind of the spinoff. There are TXTA kind of under their umbrella. They sponsor and they help out with a lot of the safety councils. The actual state safety management council is a huge resource. And so there was Dallas-Fort Worth has a really active chapter. I think y'all have hung out. I know Bryce and I were talking. She got to go and meet up with us guys for lunch. So they're amazing people. San Antonio's got a really active council. Let's see, Houston area's got an active council, and I think East Texas is trying to come back around and get re-gathered up after all the COVID slowdown. But what we figured out is there was really nothing west of Weatherford, right? So once you got outside of that Metroplex area, there wasn't an option for people to join. And so whenever I went through the certification process through TXTA for the CFS certification, we got to talking, and I figured out that there just wasn't that safety resource out in this area. So, it's something that I'm passionate about. This is home for me. And so I wanted to try to do what I could to help stand up something, because I think it's a great resource, and I think it's really needed.
So first of all, I want to find out where does that region stretch? I know you said west of Weatherford. Does it go all the way out to El Paso, all the way north to Amarillo, all the way south to what? Fort Stockton? Just kind of give me an idea where that West Texas stretch, because that's a big piece of property you're talking about out there, Kara.
It's huge, but we're out here in the Permian, so people drive 2 hours for a cup of coffee. I mean, it's no big deal. But yes, for now, we are the only active council in this western region, and they're pretty strategically placed out. So hopes and dreams would be that someone else would see that it's possible to stand up a council, and I'd love to see us have something in the Amarillo area, and then something maybe a little further south to catch some of those people. I heard that TXTA's chapter meetings, they're going to try to stand up Corpus Christi again. So, I think it's such a need, and I don't think you can do too much to promote safety in the state.
All right, so you got the West Texas Safety Council. Just tell me what it is y'all do, because I understand a little, but it'd be good just to talk about it for those that don't really know what a safety council does. I mean, we can sit here and say, well, they're all about safety, but that's not all that you do. I mean, the way you go to carriers, the way that you go, just tell me a little bit about what being the safety council is.
So as a whole, basically, we meet once a month, and it's kind of lunch and learn, I guess, if for lack of a better term. So we do lunch. It's great fellowship. It's great networking. Get to meet up with people who are in this area and who are also just as focused on safety as what everyone else there is. We have a speaker. We typically have someone come in and give a presentation. I'm super excited about tomorrow's. We've got Major Norlow from the DPS CVE division. He's going to be out here to speak to the council tomorrow, so I couldn't be more excited about him coming out. We've got, I think we've got another, we've got Richard from the training unit. He's going to come up next month and speak. We've got Kelly McClatchy from West Texas. He actually just got promoted to sergeant. He's going to speak for March, trying to get ready for the West Texas DPS Challenge and kind of let people know about that. But really, so we have our monthly council meetings, and then some of the things that the other councils do that I hope we can fall in line with is, or that's our hopes for into 2023, early 2024. They actually, the safety councils for each region are responsible for the truck driving championships. So each spring, the local safety councils get together, they put on the truck driving championship. The winner from each region actually gets to go on to the state competition. They compete at state, and then the winner from state actually gets to go to nationals. So they play a huge key role in helping with that truck driving championship. Scholarships. So they're big in community support and scholarships and different programs for people's kids to try to promote growing kids up in this safety culture and hopefully in the trucking industry. And then aside from that, it's just education. So I know y'all have had Kenny Ray on a few times, and that DFW council, man, they've definitely put up some big shoes for me to fill. And I really, really hope that I can put something similar to what they do with their annual safety training conference. I'd love to put something like that on out here, just and do it for low cost, if not free, and just to try to put some topics out there that people need help with.
I'll tell you what, Kara. First of all, I want to know what I didn't actually see my invitation to come speak out at the Safety Council meeting over here with Drive Safe Dave and at BCB Live making his presentation. It sure would be nice if we could get a chance to come out there to the West Texas,
absolutely,
and talk about safety and cultures and ideas and principles. We think it's best and important, but you know what? That's for another time. I tell you what, it's exciting. Let me ask you a quick question. What would you say, and I like the fellowship and the relationships that you develop, but let's talk about what are some of the genuine main safety concerns that you address right there in the council meetings? Because I know you have a speaker and I know you find certain topics, but there is kind of an agenda that you follow. But what are some of the main safety concerns that y'all are hitting up?
Well, Dave, so definitely we talk if there's anything new that comes out. So I guess the meeting before last, we really went deep into kind of the changes in the clearinghouse. That went live January 6th, trying to make sure that people understand whenever there's a new regulation that comes up or maybe a new interpretation that comes up, What I love about it is we always have at least one person from DPS, from CDE that shows up. We've had as many as 8 at one of our meetings before. So I feel like that really helps foster that togetherness and that open door and that open line of communication between the carriers and DPS. And so really it's just education. It's just trying to stay on top of anything that's pending or anything that may be, rolled out that's new, and make sure that all of our council members are aware of that, so then they can take that out and help spread the word.
Yeah, we always recommend that you join and contribute to your trade association in whatever region you're in. It doesn't matter where you are, what part of the country you're in. I don't care if you're in Pennsylvania. I don't care if you're in Atlanta, Georgia. The trade associations there in that state and the trucking trade associations are necessary to get involved in. And one of the offshoots and one of the main focal points of all those are these safety councils, these ideas and principles that we bring together in these councils. So if you're joining and participating in one, you should absolutely be joining and participating within the safety councils in your region, right, Kara? I mean, I think they go hand in hand. I mean, you really can't disassociate safety from the trade association, right?
I don't think it's possible.
How can we at the safety council, and I know that we talk within the carrier group, and I know that we talk within drivers and carrier group, but how are we getting the word out to the general population at large? Because I truly believe that the answer for all of us is all of our participation. I don't think it goes just to truck driving. I don't think it just goes within our trade. I think if we're really going to find and make a difference in this, 45,000 people killed each year, hundreds of thousands injured each year, we're going to have to find a way to permeate beyond just our associations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you doing that in your I was leading. How are you doing that?
And that's where I really hope that we can use the funding that we're able to raise in memberships and donations and things like that. My goal is to try to put on some of those, like I said, low cost or free educational type seminars just to help people understand. A lot of people don't know. I would love, some of the things that I kind of have on my hopes and dreams list is, maybe to get in to talk to some of the schools even, or, some of the local, I'm going to draw a blank here, city councils, things like that. Things just to help people understand there may be something that's so small that the city could do that would make such a monumental difference in, safety or in things of that nature. So I try to take what little bit of knowledge that I have and the experience that I've got, and I try to pass that on to whoever will give me the opportunity to share that.
What's the legal role that West Texas Safety Council takes on in the transportation industry?
So as far as from a legal standpoint, really the closest thing we do in the legal side of things is just to make sure that we help people understand the House Bill 19 and the tort reform and how that can affect them both positively and negatively, depending on just making sure that they're educated and they know what things can help keep them out of trouble and what things they should be responsible for doing. Outside of that, I'm no lawyer, Dave, and so I really try to just make sure.
That's okay. We're okay with the non-lawyer. We're okay with that too. I mean, it's not like we don't appreciate them and what they do, but not everybody has to be one of those guys. But yeah, absolutely. No, what I meant by that, and I hear what you're saying. As you educate, do you find it on a regular basis that small carriers don't truly understand some of the legalities in when you approach them and when you talk to them?
Not at all. I mean, I say not at all. Not at all. They don't understand. I think education is probably the single thing that we're lacking the most of. I think you almost. I used to say it was surprising, but it's really not, just because I come across it so often. I mean, in my consulting role, and then now as I've branched out more and started working with the Safety Council, people are just not educated, even on some of the small things that they can do that can help protect them and keep them and their business and their investment safe from anything legal that may come about.
Can I ask you a question? How important is it to develop, and I know that y'all talk about this, how important, and this is a big thing with us here at BCB Live, how important is it that in your Safety Council and as you talk to carriers that we create genuine safety cultures, safety ideologies, safety thoughts, safety practices, not just going out and running through the motions, but beliefs and values within safety?
Well, it has to start from the top, Dave. So, I mean, I think definitely first and foremost, it has to come from the very highest position at a company. And I don't know how you can operate or run a company without that safety culture. It's my desire that everybody I encounter and I come in contact with gets home safe to their family the exact same way they were whenever they left that morning. I know I want that for my family, and so it's really important to me that everybody else that I encounter has that same ability. So I think it has to start from the top, and I think it has to be an all-in mentality. So I agree with you. You can't just throw a video at something once a month and say you have a safety program. I think it has to come from management, from the upper level executives, all the way down to the person who's helping you clean your office. I think it has to be collective, and it should be the forefront. I know everybody always worries about bottom line and budget, and money makes the world go round. But I think at the end of the day, if people can put safety at the front of all their decision making, I think everything else will fall in place.
That's hard to do right off the bat, isn't it, Kara? To make that and make that. I mean, you start on it, and I'll tell you, over the years, having been involved in safety the way I am and doing the show, it continues to snowball every day for me. Of just how important every decision you make. The safe decision first, right? What's the best way? What's the safe way? What's the better way? And I do agree it has to come from the top, but we still have to permeate through every level of management, right? I mean, starts here, but you have to continue to work at it in order for it to grow and to grow organically within whatever organization that you're trying to permeate. Let me ask you, how and I know that you've brought people to the Safety Council, right? I know that you've brought carriers, and I know you've brought. Do you see them get excited about stuff that comes in, and once they start to get involved, don't you start to see that it captures them, right? I mean, I honestly, it gets you. I think we're all in the transportation industry, but haven't you seen it get people? Like all of a sudden they were, well, we're safe. We tell our drivers to be safe. But then it's like, no, we're doing this. I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
I think for me, when I see people have that moment, when it does finally click, like what you just mentioned, it's awesome. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's the most that anybody can ask for, is that it finally, and then I think you're right. I think it's almost addicting, right? We want to take last year maybe we only had, one accident or, whatever. We're going to make that our baseline. Then we want to get better. And I think it is a snowball effect. I think that the more people start to get on board, then more people start to get on board. And then you're talking about it in the break room, and you're talking about it, and it is organic. It's, man, can you believe what so-and-so did? Or, it becomes more natural. It becomes part of people's instinct. You get in the car, and the first thing you see is you're driving down the road and people are on their phone or, they're texting. And, I just think it has to be, I don't even think it has to be second nature. I think it has to be nature. I think it has to be to constantly make that decision to put safety at the front of whatever you're doing.
Where is y'all's next meeting going to take place and when?
It's tomorrow. So we were fortunate enough, the Barn Door Steakhouse in Odessa, which their food is amazing if you haven't been there. They have offered up to let us, so we've got their room reserved for the entire year of 2023, and they did that as a donation to the Safety Council. So we meet on the third Tuesday of every month at the Barn Door Steakhouse. And, typically it's $20. That'll get your meal, your drink, and some great fellowship, a great speaker, and an opportunity to take things back to your company that, I think will really benefit and make a difference.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kara, I do hope that you have a great time tomorrow at the Safety Council meeting, and I hope that you enjoy it immensely and that y'all are ever changing this industry into safety. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you joining us. If anybody wants to reach out and get a hold of you over there at Ironwood, what's the best way?
Email's probably the best way. So it's just my first name, Kara, Kara, at Ironwood. So it's IRONWOOD, B like boy, C like Charlie for businessconsulting.com.
All right. Thanks, Kara. And before you go, get out of here, we always ask our guests every time they're on to state their name, who they're with, and that you're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Can you do that for me?
Absolutely. So my name is Kara Vines. I'm with Ironwood Business Consulting, and you're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
All right. Thanks much, and enjoy the meeting tomorrow.
You bet. Thanks, Dave.
Bye-bye. All right.
Bye.
That's Kara Vines out there in West Texas doing it right over there at the West Texas Safety Council meeting. All right. We'll see y'all in just a minute when we bring back Double Check Dale to talk a little bit about safety. And I think he's got a video or two. They're exciting. We'll be right back. All right, we are finally back here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation, with Double Check Dale and Drive Safe Dave here. Hey, Bryce, appreciate you working the boards today, enjoying you.
Thank you.
Being, I don't know. I'm just saying, it's a fresh. Isn't it
It's
different?
like old
I mean,
times.
Blake is masterful, so I don't know what word I want to use to describe her. Just creative.
Thank you.
Creatively running the boards out there.
Wow, we're going to be a little creative. All right, let's talk a little bit about what our safety
talking
topic of
about
the
hours
week.
of service, logging guidance, and today we're going to touch on a personal conveyance. And there's a ton of interpretation for it. It depends on companies, and it depends on owner operators, and everybody has their own different thoughts on it. But there's some absolutes on it, and you're allowed to use it when leaving a customer to go to the nearest reasonable safe haven when you're out of hours. Okay, PC was never designed to lengthen your day, to extend your hours. So if you're out of hours, you're out of hours. It's not the time to use PC. Another good example of when to use PC is you're taking your break, maybe you're parked someplace where law enforcement or a safety official doesn't like it, and they say, hey driver, you have to move. That's a good time to use PC because you are being directed to, you're out of hours, you're on your break, you can use PC at that point. Those are a couple of the
And they have a gun.
Huh?
And they have a gun. I'm just saying, usually, I mean, when somebody that has a gun, I usually try to do what they say, right? I mean,
I try to follow their instructions.
yeah, I mean, it's reasonable, right? They have a gun. I don't. Yes, sir, you want me to move? I'm on my way.
And one of the things they talk about a lot is nearest reasonable safe haven. So if you're being instructed to move, it doesn't mean go to your delivery. It means go to the nearest reasonable safe haven, that truck stop or a reasonably safe, or not reasonably safe, but a safe place to park, whether it be at a Walmart parking lot or whatever. But you can't use it to go down the road long distances. And yes, my phone's ringing.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I was just asking, so really, it's a good idea to sit down and discuss, you know, hours of service rules as it comes to personal conveyance, and establish a policy and adhere to the policy that you establish.
Yeah, and one of the things your interview, you said, put safety at the front. I thought that was the greatest line out of the whole interview. Safety at the front. How much better can it get?
All right, and I think Dave said it first. All right, let's watch a video. A little too close.
Yeah, we're just too close. You know, running right at that speed limit, and absolutely nothing changes for the whole 15 seconds. We're at 70 miles an hour. We're at 9/10 of a second. Hey, come on. We have to recognize when we're too close. We have to take action. We need to back off.
How many seconds is this clip?
15.
So we've gone almost 1,500 feet.
Yep.
At 70 miles an hour, that's 100 feet per second.
Yep.
We've gone 1,500 feet, and we've done nothing to change our position in a safe mode in that 1,500 feet. Let's change that. Next video. Whoa!
That's why I said creative. Look at how she made that spin like that. Now we're just way too close. This is tailgating, folks. This is the kind of things that gives the trucking industry a bad name. We're just too close. Back off. Doesn't matter if you're getting ready to pass. You can't make them go faster. You're in their bubble. Back off.
Oh my God, you could read the book they're reading.
Oh, here's the one I was talking about. Look at this. We're going to make a left hand.
Whoa!
And 2 left turn lanes, and that car thinks it should go right. Not a good idea. Great job by the driver. You want to talk about situational awareness. Have your head on a swivel, being prepared. It's a hard break. Not all hard breaks are bad, Dave. You know, we're staying right with this drive with the car ahead of us. We're too close, and we're over the speed limit. If we back off a couple seconds, boom, we got the following distance. We're going to get there at the same time.
No, and I'm just telling you, it's probably a good idea right here at the safety show when we talk about it. It's not good to be speeding.
No.
I mean, right? We're talking about speeding.
And the excuse, well,
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
I can't get a ticket for it, or it doesn't. Hey, it's still speeding. If they wanted you to drive 71, 72, or 73, they'd go, hey, drive 71.
Exactly. Next video. I think we're too close.
Yep. We're just too close again. Just got to learn to back off. We need to take action when we see we're too close. 8/10 is too close, Dave.
Absolutely. All right. I think that was the last video. All right. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today here on BCB Live.
The safest station in the nation.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, same time.